Okay, the back of the tractor here we have this is your hydraulic overflow tank, your filler point. This one here, there's a dipstick on that, but realistically the oil should never be on the dipstick. The actual oil level, the oil goes down through the hose, down into the bottom tank here. Okay, it's basically the oil level should be there. This is an overflow, so if you let the loader down when the engine's not running and it pumps all the oil out of the rams from one side, it fills up the tank rather than overflowing everywhere. They also have this bung here. That is for if you're putting a post ram or something like that on there. That's where you can put the fitting in and put the hose straight on because they want to dump a lot of oil straight to tank very quickly. Your two sets of remotes for if you ever buy anything with hydraulic rams to plug in. On the back here, there's another fifth function you can use. Really, you'll never use this because you have the fittings over there. Basically, it's just an outlet you can use when you don't have rear remotes. It gives you one hydraulic outlet. Say for a tipper trailer or something like that, you only need a single way hydraulic ram. Dipstick down here. Okay, so this one does your gearbox. Basically from that join mark there, up is your hydraulic tank. And then from there down is for your gearbox oil, your transmission oil, your full drive oil, basically all your drive line other than your engine oil. So they have quite a bit of oil in there. But realistically, you can check that every now and again if you like, but it just is checked when you get a service. You don't need to worry about either that gearbox oil or the hydraulic oil up above, unless you drive it out of the shed one day and you see a puddle on the ground or something silly like that. You really don't need to check it. It's just like a car. You don't worry about that sort of oil. It gets checked with the service. You have a screw-on hydraulic filter here. This is your return filter of the oil going back to the tank. You have a gearbox oil fill point here. Adjustable arms, left and right. You've also got your arms here. You've got a float position where the arm can go backwards and forwards in the slot, or you can wind out the adjusters here and then put the pin in the hole that lines up with the hole on the inside shaft. When you're slashing, look, I haven't seen your block. I've seen a little bit, but it's the sort of thing I usually send them out in float position. If you hit a stump or something like that, there's a bit of wriggle room in the arms and the slasher, rather than if it's all fixed solid and you hit a stump or you're trying to move a 3-ton tractor, something's got to give. All right, so that's when you try and bend the side of the slasher or rip the front arm out or something silly like that. So I prefer a bit of float, a little bit more flexibility in what's happening and that sort of stuff. Okay, so that's basically the majority of what's on the back there. You do have on your top link position here, you have 3 positions you can put that hole in, so the bottom, middle, or top. So realistically, this on the top here is a rubber boot, okay? So when you put something on the top that this top arm can apply force into the tractor, like your ripper on the bottom or something like that, even a grader blade can put a bit of force in. You can adjust your draft control, which I'll show you that lever shortly. Basically your draft control senses how much this is pushing in on a big spring on the inside here. So the lower you have it, the less sensitive it is. The higher you have it, the more sensitive. So basically with the likes of your slasher, you've got chains on the top, but the slasher will never ever push into the top. So you just I usually line the top hole because it keeps it a bit more in line with each other.